guys, how are you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I do need to apologize to you guys because I did not post the second part to my meal prep video. Unfortunately, I ran out of propane, so I wasn't able to complete those meals. And then the weekend came and life got busy and I just wasn't able to finish that video. However, I didn't really get as much feedback on it as I would normally get on the rest of my videos. So I'm not really sure if you guys really enjoyed that video anyway, but I do have all of the ingredients that I need to recreate those meals. So if you guys do want to see the part 2 to that video, you guys be the judge of that and you guys let me know down in the comments down below and I'll make sure to get that video out to you guys sometime very soon, possibly next week. But I do need to move on because as you know, we do have Super Bowl coming up this Sunday and it's already Thursday and I have so much that I need to do. I did get started on my snack stadium and I'm super excited. It looks so cool, but it is unfinished and I do have to finish that sometime today or tomorrow. And I also have to work on all of the treats and the snacks that I'm going to be putting inside of it. So I'm going to take you along with me today to finish that up. I will insert the footage of how I made my snack stadium. So I got my inspiration off Pinterest. There was 2 different ones. So I kind of like combined the ideas together to make mine. And I will link those down below if you guys want to see the full written out tutorials on how they made them. And then I'll kind of show you how I did it to tweak it to kind of like make it my own. So I'm going to be running out to the Dollar Tree because I do need to get some last minute items that I need to complete my snack stadium and for other things that I'm going to be using at my Super Bowl party. Also, a friend of mine and I went to Party City yesterday and we picked up some last minute items that we needed for our Super Bowl. So I'll show you some of the things that we got. I'm so happy to have friends that really appreciate all the hard work that I put in and want to help. She paid for about half of all the stuff and I couldn't be any more thankful or grateful for her help. This is not going to be a budget-friendly party, but it is a sort of a budget-friendly party only because it is going to be a smaller, intimate party and the decorations are not going to be super elaborate. They're going to be very simple. So in a way, it kind of is budget-friendly. So maybe you guys might get some inspiration or motivation from this video. I do have so much to do. I have treats to make, I have snacks to prep, I got food to buy, I got cleaning to do. I got so much to do with the next few days. So let's go ahead and get started, see what all we could put in this video, and we'll go from there. So the first thing that I wanted to do was to measure out all of my pieces that I was going to need for the sidewalls. And then I cut them out just using an X-Acto knife that I got from the Dollar Tree and a ruler. The measurements weren't exactly accurate, but it did work. And so I cut out all the pieces that they asked me to, but I didn't end up using them all. I think I had like 2 pieces left. You're definitely going to want all the sidewalls, but the little inner walls may not work out perfectly. And then the way that they set it up, it didn't work out the way I would have liked to. So I started with the inner walls first and then moved to the outer walls. I'll show you guys later what I mean by that. And then I do think that they got their measurements kind of switched up. So the 6x8 and the 6x10, the pictures that they used were opposite. So I had to like take a second look to make sure that I was doing it correctly. And then also, I don't know why it was a 4.9 measurement, but I just stuck with 5 inches on that one piece because I felt like 4.9 is so odd. So I didn't worry about that. And you'll see later on when you go to do this that the measurements don't have to be exact anyway because you can kind of play around with it. That's the cool thing about foam board is that you can add pieces to it if you need to. And you'll see how I did that later on. And let me just remind you that with foam board, it can be a little finicky. There are some weird bubbled like pieces on the inside. So sometimes when you're cutting through it, it might like get jagged and it might not cut correctly. Don't focus too much on making sure that your measurements are completely straight because it's almost impossible to get a straight, clean cut. Just do the best that you can and keep in mind that you're probably going to need 3 of these foam boards. I used 2 black ones and 1 white one. Okay, so you're going to need a total of about 16 inner walls, maybe 14. 4 pieces for the center, and then you're going to need 8 pieces for the outer walls. Okay, so now I'm just going to put it all together and I'm just using a whiteboard for the base, but you could totally use black or whatever other color you want to use. I'm just using what I have on hand. I had already had these saved. I don't remember why I picked them up, but I've had them for quite a while, so I didn't really need to buy any. But I did get these from the Dollar Tree, so keep an eye out on your Dollar Tree. Maybe they might still have them. After I placed the centerpiece together and I glued it down, I started working on the inner walls. I just felt like it would be a lot more easier to accurately measure the walls on the outside, and it worked out better for me, but maybe you might want to try the way that they did it, they started on the outer walls first. I just kind of felt like it wouldn't come out correctly that way, and I did end up doing it a little bit differently than they did, the way it's shaped and laid out. And I'm just using hot glue gun to glue it together. It is very easy. It doesn't take much time for it to dry at all. And I'm doing this on the low setting because the high setting can be a little hot and it might melt your board. So I would recommend doing it on the low setting if your glue gun does have a setting. My old one did not have a low or high setting. This process may get a little confusing and it may be a little time consuming, but once you get started, it'll get easier as you go. If you need to, you can mark it with a pencil where you want them to sit before you start adding the pieces together. That might be a lot easier. Some of the pieces didn't fit perfectly, so I had to end up putting pieces in between the boards so that there wasn't very many gaps in between. I only had to do that for this one side. All the other sides, they worked out pretty good. I ended up using the longer side walls for the sides and the shorter ones for like the ends, and it just worked out that way for me. But the layout that they had, it was opposite. So it goes to show you that it's a pretty simple project. It's not that hard, and as long as you have a little bit of patience, it should work out pretty easily. And all you need is just extra foam pieces to cover up any gaps if you have any, or if you want to give it a little bit more character. So here's the shell of it. It looks pretty cool. It looks like a little stadium. There are some pieces that are, sticking out from the little gaps, but it'll get covered up once you fill it in. Okay, so now here comes the fun part. I just used some green cardstock and I created like a little field, and I created little lines for the field goal. Field lines? Is that what they're called? I'm not really into football that much, but yeah, I think they're called field lines. And then I created 2 stickers for the Chiefs and the Eagles to put on the touchdown fields. What do you call that? Like the end zones? So I just made it look like a little field. I'm using sticker paper for this. Well, I didn't add any numbers to this one like I did last year, only because this field is kind of small and I didn't want the numbers to be really super huge. So I left them blank, but now that I'm thinking about it, I could have probably used a whiteout pen to just write in the numbers. Oh well, it's too late now because I think it's a little, hard to get in there to write it, but maybe on my second one that I'm going to be making, I'll be able to do that. The lines, I cut them kind of big, so I did end up going in there and cutting them in half to make them a little bit smaller so that it kind of fit the scale of the field. Also, I'm going to be putting cake pops on here, and I don't want the cake pops to be so big and the white lines being so big, so I wanted it to kind of like stand out a little bit, if that makes any sense. I think I'm only going to be able to fit maybe 8 cake pops on here. Now that I'm thinking about it, it is pretty small. That's the only thing I don't like about this particular snack stadium, is that the inside is kind of small for what I want to do with it, but I'm hoping it's going to work out. If it doesn't work out the way I want, I could always make regular cake pops and stick them in somewhere in the gaps or whatever. So now I'm just going to decorate a little bit, kind of like how I did last year's. I wanted to put some colored straws in there. I didn't have any straws that match the colors of the teams, so I'm just using, I think it's orange, yellow, and green for these straws, just to kind of give it a little bit of a pop and decorate it and make it look pretty cool. And then the green straws I'm using as like flag posts. And I cut out some flags that I found online on Google, and I just cut them out and then glue them onto cocktail sticks and then just glue them to the straws. I also added some white and gold twine just to kind of give it a little bit more character to make it look, like a football field. In one of the pictures on the Pinterest ones, it looked like little lights. I'm thinking of maybe doing that, but I'm not really sure, but it does look pretty cool in the picture. So that's something to think about. Maybe you might want to get some of those string lights to jazz it up a little bit. I may or may not do that. I don't know. It is a daytime party, so it might not even be noticeable, but it's definitely something that I would think about. And that's about where I left off. I wanted to go to the Dollar Tree to get some things to fill the insides with before I started adding candy and stuff to it. I think it looks pretty cool and I'm pretty happy with it. And when my husband and my kids came home, they started cheering for me. They're like, "Wow, Mom, that looks so cool." I was like, yes, victory. Okay, that was a fiasco. I just got back. That took me a long time. Actually, I came back, I started dinner, and then I went back out again because the first time going to the Dollar Tree, I couldn't find anything that I was looking for. But as I was looking at my snack stadium and like trying to figure things out, I was like, I just need to go back to the Dollar Tree. So I went back and I found some things that I think will be helpful. I got this shred. It's in red, blue, and yellow. I thought it was perfect for the colors since we have the KC Chiefs and the Eagles playing. I got 4 packages of those. I also got these little favor boxes, and then I got some Sour Patch candies, and I got some Fiddle Faddle to fill up my snack stadium. So this snack stadium I think is going to be devoted just for all of my treats. I think I'm going to make a second one to put all of like my savory snacks. And while I was out, I went to Stater Brothers and I found these Nerd gummy clusters. I liked that they're like multicolored. They look really fun. I got these mini Starburst candies and I got these Jolly Rancher bites. And then I'm also going to make no-bake cookie bites. And I think I'm going to make some like mini Rice Krispie treats if I have time for all that. So let's try and see what we can do in here. I'm not going to fill it up today, but I'm just going to try and get it ready. So here's my snack stadium. It's pretty large. I wonder how large it actually looks like on camera, but my arms don't even fit around it. That's how big it is. So in the center, I'm going to be putting cake pops, and I'm going to have like a football cake pop, and then I'm going to try and attempt to make football helmets. And then with these favor boxes, see, I don't really care so much if all these colors really match the team. I just want it to look festive and pretty. So I found these boxes. I'm going to put 2 in each of these little compartments here. Either 2 or 3 depending on how many fit in there. You do have to kind of like play around with them so that they sit straight. And then in between them, I'm going to put the shred. And basically, I'm going to be putting the candy in all of the little boxes. So I'm just going to get it set up. I'm not going to put the candy or anything in it yet because it's too early for that. But I just wanted to get an idea of how it would look.
There were days where we thought we wouldn't make it out, but we stuck it out. Today's our day. Today's our day. There were nights we would fight, no end in sight, nothing was right. Tonight's our night. Tonight's our night. I'll fight for you until this life is over. There's no giving up here, babe. We'll make it out and fall in love tonight. Ain't nothing needed but a feeling.
I think what I really like about making the snack stadium is that it is completely disposable and you don't really have to feel guilty about throwing it away because it's so easy to put together. And this is just going to be an easy way to clean up. You don't have to worry about washing dishes or putting things away. If you feel like you need to add some glue dots to glue them down or even to the sides to glue them together, you can do that. But I think that the paper shred adds enough weight to hold it in place. And once you put the candy in, I think it'll hold it in place even more. So I think that it's going to work out just fine, just like this. I'm going to make another chip clipboard. If you watched, I believe it was my son's birthday, I'll have to dig through all of my footage. I made a chip clip board for walking nachos or walking tacos. I'm not gonna do walking tacos this time. This time we're just gonna do chili cheese dogs, but I still wanna make a chip clip board. I wish that I would have told my husband and my son to keep my chip clip board, but they didn't. It got tossed in the trash, so I have to start all over again. But this time I'm really not gonna decorate it much. I'm just going to glue the clips onto the board and put all the chips on there, and it's just gonna be a display where I put all of my nachos and stuff. Normally I would buy these at the Dollar Tree, but for whatever reason they are not selling them right now. They're not even selling the foam boards anymore. At least not right now. I don't know if they're coming back, but they were out of stock when I went over there. I don't even see like an area where they would have been. Like they took the whole section out. The only thing that they have left right now is just poster board. So I went to Dollar General and I couldn't find it there either. So I happened to go to Rite Aid because it's the only other store in town that possibly might have had it. And I found one, but it is extremely big. But I do have a lot of chips. I think this is gonna work out perfectly. This one was $6.99 plus tax. It is quite expensive. I would suggest if you are gonna make a chip clip board that you probably save it for when you need it next. I'm pretty sure Walmart will have them, but they are kind of expensive, so it's probably good to like reuse them. So I do happen to have the clips, just not the board. These ones are full-size pins. I believe you could find these at Walmart. You might be able to find these at the Dollar Tree, but I'm not sure. It just depends on your Dollar Tree. And I do have some leftover ones that I found from Dollar General, but they're much smaller. So I'm going to use a combination of both because this is a large board. I'm going to have to figure out a way on the floor to do this so that I could reach, because my arms are they're so short. So let's go over to the living room area. I did get these large boxes of chips from Sam's Club. It comes in a box of 30, and I got 2 different kinds. So I got the Sweet Heat Mix, and I got the Variety Mix. And then at Stater Brothers, I got the Flaming Hots. So the first thing that I like to do is just lay them all out in the order that you want them to be in. I try to keep the Doritos with the Doritos, the Lay's with the Lay's, the Cheetos with the Cheetos, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to keep them all in the same place. That way they're easy to be seen and they can just grab and go. And this also kind of makes it easier for you to pin down the pins as well. So I'm just going to do that, and then afterwards I'm going to count them all out to make sure that I have enough pins for all of these bags.
We were meant to be. We were meant to be.
Normally, I like to use the medium-sized pins because you can maximize how many chips you want to put on this board. That way it saves less space, but the big ones do work pretty good and they hold the weight of the chips, obviously. The little ones, I doubled them up so that, you know, it carried the weight of it better. And all I'm using is just hot glue to glue them down, and they will stay in place like that forever. So like I said, you can reuse this chip clip board. Since this one is plain, I didn't add any decorations to it at all. It'll be functional for any other project that you might have.
You and me, we were meant to be. We were meant to be. We were meant to be. We were meant to be.
This is probably the last I'm going to be able to share with you guys in this video. We went to Party City and we picked up a few things, not a whole lot, but I got a table cover. It has the Super Bowl symbol on it. We got the napkins and plates to go with it, some cups, and then I got this table cover. It has the football field on it. I liked that. And then we got balloons. So I got white, blue, and black for Eagles and red and yellow for the Chiefs. And then I got some door curtains. You know how I always like to have my backdrops. I got some football picks. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with these yet, but even if I don't use them, I can use them some other time. And then this one is pretty cool. This is a decorative balloon. It's in the shape of a field goal post with a football in between it. So this actually blows up to 51 inches. I'll blow it up for you guys so you guys can see it. There's really not much to explain about this inflatable balloon. Honestly, when I saw it at Party City, I thought it was more plasticky. I didn't realize it was a foil balloon. They do have them already set up and displayed for you, and this one was $15, but they had other ones that came with clusters of balloons that were $30, but I didn't really need a whole lot, especially since I bought the balloons for the backdrop. I just really liked the goal post with the football in the center. I think it's going to make a really good centerpiece. So it's pretty easy to blow up. They'll actually blow it up for you at the store if you wanted to. All you need to do is take your receipt. But I had the inflator already, so I just did it myself, and it saved a lot of space in our car. And I actually really do enjoy the process of filling it up myself. It looks pretty cool. And it's pretty easy to put together. It comes with a piece of elastic that you use to tie these little strips with, and then it ties around the base of the balloon, and you tie it together and it stands up. And this will last for a long time, as long as it's not played with too much. When my kids came home, they were so excited. They're like, oh my God, I can't wait for Valentine's Day. They didn't realize that this was for Super Bowl, but in any case, they really, really liked this balloon. So it stands pretty tall. I'd say it's a good 4 feet tall. Not exactly sure what I'm doing yet, but we will find out. Alrighty guys, well that looks like that is it for today. I have so much more that I could share with you guys, but I need to get this video up. I'm not gonna have time to do much editing over the weekend because I'm gonna be super busy setting up for Super Bowl. I still have tons of treats to make. I have food to prep, I have cleaning to do, but I can't do it all today. So I'm gonna end the video here. Hopefully this offers some kind of motivation or inspiration for you, or if you just like watching these kind of videos, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have an amazing Super Bowl and you spend time with all of your friends. Don't forget to stop by your Dollar Tree and pick up all of your essentials like your serving utensils. I also picked up some cotton candy. They have 2 different kinds. They had like the regular blue one. I'm not sure what the color is on the inside. It's probably like a surprise. And then I also picked up a watermelon one. I know that I have a cotton candy machine. I also have a popcorn machine, but I'm probably not going to use it because this is going to be the time where the adults get to be adults and just hang out with each other, and I don't want to have to worry about stopping to make popcorn or cotton candy or s'mores or anything like that. So I'm going to be making all the treats myself. It's all going to be on the table, all laid out. Hopefully I can get you guys a sneak peek on a short video, maybe Friday or Saturday for you guys. If you guys want to see that, keep an eye out for it. Oh, wait a minute. Don't forget to scan your receipts and fetch rewards. I can't tell you how many receipts that I accumulated, all of the shopping that I did, and I got back a total of 5,383 points on my fetch rewards. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? And I also got $23.60 on Ibotta just from turning in all of my receipts on these shopping trips. A lot of it you guys didn't even see. I did do a lot of shopping. I went to Sam's for all the food, all the bulky food. I went to Stater Brothers for all the smaller stuff. I went to Dollar Tree for odds and ends like balloon glue and balloon art strip and stuff like that. And then of course Party City for all of the Super Bowl party decorations, which you can't find anywhere else. But if not, if you can't find any of those things, just go color coordinated. Make it simple, make it easy, make it you, have fun. No one's gonna really care on how elaborate you put it together. They're just gonna be fascinated with any work that you put in. So don't stress yourself out, just have a good time. And I will see you guys in my next video. Hopefully it will be my cleanup video for Super Bowl. I'm not sure how that's all gonna pan out. My husband is home that Monday, so I'm not sure how much of a mess it's gonna make, but if not, I will see you guys in another video. And if you guys want, like I said in the beginning, if you guys want me to do that second part of the Healthy Choice meal prep, you guys let me know, because I only want to make videos for you guys that you guys want to see. I know I keep saying this, but I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
We were meant to be. We were meant to be. We were meant to be. We were meant to be.